There is no pain deeper than being rejected by your own child. It's a kind of betrayal that cuts deeper than any wound and lingers far longer than any scar. I never thought I would experience something like this. My daughter, Ava, was my world. From the moment she was born, I did everything I could to provide for her, to ensure she had a good life. Even when things got tough, when she made bad choices, when she pushed me away, I never stopped being there for her. So when she announced her wedding, I was relieved. After years of watching her struggle, of worrying about the decisions she made, I was happy to see her finally settling down. And as her father, I wanted to give her the best wedding possible. I paid for everything: the venue, the catering, the flowers, the dress, the music. It was my wedding gift to her. But just a few days before the big day, I discovered a shocking truth. I was not invited to my own daughter's wedding. My name was not on the guest list. Neither was my wife's. When I confronted Ava, hoping there had been some mistake, her response crushed me. "Good for you. Saves you the trouble of traveling all the way there." That was all she had to say. No explanation, no regret. At that moment, I realized something. If I meant nothing to her, then neither did this wedding. And so, I made a decision. If I wasn't allowed at the wedding, then there wouldn't be a wedding at all. It all started when I called the wedding planner to add my brother to the guest list. "Sorry, sir," the planner said. "The guest list is full." That struck me as odd. I was the one paying for this wedding. Why couldn't I add a guest? "Can you send me the list?" I asked. The planner hesitated. "I'm afraid I can't. Ava specifically requested that the guest list remain private." Something in my gut told me something was wrong. "You either send me that list," I said, "or I'll call your boss and find someone who will." Minutes later, my phone buzzed. An email arrived with the guest list attached. As I scrolled through the names, my heart sank. My name was not on the list. My wife's name was not on the list. I called the planner again, convinced this had to be a mistake, but he confirmed it. Ava had explicitly told them to keep us off the list and even instructed the security at the venue not to let us in. At that moment, something inside me shattered. I had known that Ava harbored resentment toward me, but I never imagined she would go this far. I spent the next 2 days trying to contact Ava. She ignored my calls, my texts, everything. On the third day, I showed up at her apartment. Her fiancé, Matt, answered the door. He looked uncomfortable. "She's busy," he said. "I'm not leaving," I said, pushing past him. Ava sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone, completely unfazed. "Ava," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "I saw the guest list." She didn't even look up. "And I'm not on it," I said, my voice shaking. "Your own father, who paid for this entire wedding, is not invited to it." Ava sighed dramatically. "Good for you. Saves you the trip." I felt like I had been slapped. "Why?" I demanded. "Why would you do this?" She rolled her eyes. "Because I don't want you there." My throat tightened. "Ava, I raised you. I gave you everything. And now you're telling me I can't even be at your wedding?" "You didn't give me everything," she snapped. "You always took Mercy's side. You always defended other people. You never stood up for me." "That's not true," I said. "I defended you when you were caught with drugs at school. I fought to keep you from getting expelled. I paid for your college when you could have lost your scholarship. I have done nothing but try to help you." Ava crossed her arms. "You think that makes you a good father? That was your job. You owed me that." I stepped back, stunned. "You think I owe you this wedding?" I asked. She shrugged. "It's the least you could do." At that moment, something inside me snapped. "I owe you nothing," I said. "This wedding was a gift. And guess what? You just lost it." When I got home that night, my hands were shaking with anger, sadness, and exhaustion. I collapsed onto the couch, feeling drained. Mercy sat beside me, her eyes filled with concern. For years, she had seen me bend over backward to support Ava, only to be met with hostility. And now, she had witnessed the final blow. "David," she said softly, "I think it's time to stop letting her treat you this way." I let out a bitter laugh. "She thinks I owe her this wedding." Mercy's face hardened, a rare sight for the gentle, kind woman I had married. "Then show her what it means to take something for granted." I sat up, breathing deeply. She was right. I had spent my entire life trying to earn Ava's love, her approval. But all I had done was enable her entitlement. It was time to teach her a lesson. I picked up my phone and made a series of calls. First, the venue. "Sir, we're all set for the big day." "Not anymore," I said. "Cancel the reservation. I'm withdrawing all payments." Next, the catering company. "We'll be preparing food for 150 guests." "Not anymore," I interrupted. "Cancel everything." One by one, I called every vendor, florists, decorators, the DJ, the photographer. I canceled every single thing. Some deposits were non-refundable, but I didn't care. I wasn't trying to get my money back. I was making a point. Finally, I called the wedding planner. "Mr. Dawson, we're finalizing the setup for Saturday. Just need the final payment." "There won't be a wedding," I said flatly. "Cancel everything. If Ava has an issue, she can handle it herself." The planner hesitated. "Sir, are you sure?" "The wedding is in 2 days." "I'm sure." And with that, it was done. The wedding was dead before it even began. But I wasn't done yet. I blocked Ava's number. I instructed security at my house not to let her in. For the first time in my life, I was no longer willing to be disrespected by my own child. On the morning of what was supposed to be her wedding day, Ava arrived at the venue in her white gown, glowing with anticipation, until she saw the locked doors, the decorators, the florists, the caterers. They never showed up, the security guards. At the venue refused to let her in. Confused, she called the wedding planner, demanding answers. "It's canceled," the planner told her. "Your father withdrew all payments." Ava exploded. She screamed, cursed, and even tried to force her way inside. But the security guards held their ground. Her fiancé, Matt, tried to calm her down, but she wasn't having it. She shouted at the guards, at the planner, even at Matt. The scene got so out of control that the venue staff threatened to call the police. Matt managed to drag her away before she could get arrested. But the damage was done. Her dream wedding, gone. The guests, left confused, some angry, some amused at the spectacle. Her friends, those she had chosen over her own family, turned on her, blaming her for the disaster. And me? I sat at home with Mercy, drinking coffee in peaceful silence. For the first time in years, I felt no weight on my chest. She didn't want me at her wedding, so she didn't get a wedding at all. After the chaos of the canceled wedding, Ava and Matt had a small, private ceremony with just a handful of friends. I wasn't invited. I didn't care. At first, I thought that maybe, just maybe, she would learn something from all this. That maybe, losing everything in one night would make her reflect on her actions. I was wrong. A year later, Matt called me. At first, I panicked, thinking something had happened to Ava. But when I answered, his voice was calm, almost exhausted. "We're getting a divorce," he said. I closed my eyes. What happened? "She has anger issues," he admitted. At first I ignored the signs, but over time it got worse. Every little disagreement turned into a fight. She threw things, broke things. She even shattered my car window during one of her tantrums. I sighed. "I'm sorry you had to go through that." "I should have listened," he said bitterly. "I saw how she treated you and Mercy, but I thought it was just family drama. I thought I could handle it. I was wrong." Matt hesitated before continuing. "She's begging me to take her back," he said. "She's completely isolated now. She lost most of her friends after the wedding fiasco. And now, she's blaming me for everything." That sounded familiar. "She needs help," Matt said. I can't be the one to give it to her. But maybe you can. I let out a tired breath. I've tried, I said. I've tried for years, even though I knew it was probably pointless. I went to see Ava one last time. When she opened the door, she looked terrible. Her hair was unkempt, her eyes hollow with exhaustion. But as soon as she saw me, her face twisted with rage. What do you want? She spat. I want to help you, I said simply. Ava let out a bitter laugh. You? Help me? You're the reason my life is ruined. I clenched my jaw. Ava, listen to yourself. You blame everyone for your problems. Me, Mercy, Matt, even Grandma and Grandpa. When will you take responsibility for your own life? Her eyes darkened. I hate you, she hissed. I hate Mercy. I always have. She's a disgusting gold digger, and you're pathetic for choosing her over me. I felt my heart harden. You're still holding on to so much anger, I said quietly. It's destroying you. I don't care, she snapped. I will never forgive you. I nodded slowly. Then this is goodbye, Ava. I turned around and walked away. For the first time, I wasn't leaving with a broken heart. I was leaving with peace. For a long time, I struggled with guilt. I kept asking myself, did I fail as a father? Should I have tried harder? Should I have swallowed my pride and just accepted her cruelty? But then I realized something. Love is a two-way street. I spent years giving Ava everything. My time, my energy, my resources, my patience. But love isn't just about giving. It's about being valued in return. And the truth is, no matter how much I gave, Ava never appreciated it. She took and took until there was nothing left of me. I don't hate her. I never will. She's my daughter, and I will always wish the best for her. But I have also learned that being a parent doesn't mean being a punching bag. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is to let them face the consequences of their actions. I still hope that one day, Ava will change, that she will truly heal, not just for herself, but for the people who have loved her despite everything. Though I'm not involved, I simply hope she has a happy life. I appreciate your support, everyone. I sincerely hope that no father ever has to deal with their own child's intense hatred. I sincerely appreciate you staying until the very end. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you truly enjoy our videos. Enjoy your wonderful day. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.